So I got something for y'all. So I wasn't gonna play no games about this, but I actually think I want to have a serious conversation really quick. Won't be too long for this, 'cause I know we got bigger topics to talk about. But something came across my Instagram and I thought it was really good. And I went across this person's page and they broke down pop psychology versus actual psychology. Now, I'm just giving you just the runaround before I pull up on my phone, but like pretty much it's just breaking down how people in pop culture use psychology terms versus with the actual psychology. And me and one of my good friends were talking about it. And I feel that so many people do pop psychology instead of the actual psychology because it's like a hipster. It's like going to a coffee club, like, ooh, I'm studying in a coffee club rather than. So here's the difference. So pop psychology says gaslighting is when someone lies to you or tries to convince you that you are wrong. Actual psychology is gaslighting is an elaborate strategy where you are manipulated to question your reality, memory, or sanity, not just a disagreement over what happened.
I feel like people use the latter.
I actually feel people use gaslighting for, oh, I disagree with you. You were trying to force me to believe what you're trying to believe rather than truly understanding what that person's trying to get at. So I think the pop psychology, but
I agree with Robert. Why are you mad? Why are you yelling?
Yeah, I mean, I do get that as well, but I also feel like I've had times where, not to me directly, but I've heard a woman say like, "Why are you gaslighting me? I know you. I saw you with it to make someone feel as though they are insane or aren't recollecting what they are."
oh, I feel like that as well. But when it comes to, you got get this last piece, the questioning of the reality, not just a disagreement, where that piece where this is happening, and the pop version of it is the disproving, like you're not having that experience. It's not saying that someone can't say you have that. You should be able to say that, hey, I don't think this is going on like you're like I'm not that mad. The gaslighting is you are mad. You're saying I'm not mad. That's when you're like, that's when they're like, ooh, I've tried to talk to Tay, and Tay is this. Now here's another one for y'all. People who are rude, mean, or self-centered are narcissists. Actual psychology. Everyone has narcissistic traits, and many people are unpleasant or many people are unpleasant without being narcissists. Narcissistic personality disorder is a clinical diagnosis, and it doesn't always lead to abusive behavior. You know how many times we hear you're a narcissist?
I never hear that, but
Mr. Contrary today, huh? No, I hear it all the time. People, if you're like rude to someone, they call you a narcissist. Like, to be the true narcissist, you have to like be a psychopath.
Thank you.
Like, truly a psychopath.
And I got one more for y'all, and we'll finish this conversation with this one. Anything that hurts you is trauma. That's pop psychology. And the actual psychology is anything that overwhelms your ability to cope can be traumatic. Trauma has long-lasting impacts, and it goes beyond an ordinary adversity. Something being hurtful isn't automatically trauma.
Everybody love everybody. Not to downplay anybody's personal experiences, but the word trauma gets thrown around so loosely nowadays. Like, I heard, who was it? I'm not gonna divulge who said because it was a personal friend, but he was telling me how he had a traumatic experience because his grandparents made him eat a bowl of cereal.
I am so sorry. I hope your friend don't get mad at me. He's a Captain Crunch.
Bro, and that's why he doesn't like
He
milk.
cuts the rooster by
He doesn't like
now.
milk now. I'm like, all right, bro. Like,
Bro, I am so sorry to laugh at your pain, but I'm laughing at your pain.
Bro,
Actually, I'm going to read this last one. Pop psychology. Being triggered means that something makes you uncomfortable or annoyed. Actual psychology. A trigger is something that causes a sudden increase in symptoms like flashbacks and PTSD and compulsions, OCD. A trigger is not just a source of general discomfort.
that one I'll say I've seen both. People are like, oh, that's triggering, alluding to like a specific thing. But yeah, most of the time, yeah, it is just people getting pissed off.
So the reason why I bring this up is as more people have these like fitness places of like, oh, I do yoga and in mindfulness.
Yeah, mindfulness activities and
Yeah, where it's kind of like,
I have a question after.
okay, so it's kind of like, I feel like there is under the guise of pop psychology, where like you're a nutritionist that's talking about pop psychology. You're not talking about actual psychology, and then this stuff gets pumped and permeated into gym culture, dating culture, where just because like some of the things you've said to me, some things you said to me have made me feel uncomfortable, but just because I'm uncomfortable doesn't mean just like the term of just because I'm feeling this doesn't make it factual.
Well, let me apologize for that then.
I love making you uncomfortable.
There's this troll. But no, it's crazy how that can happen, and that just becomes a part of everyday verbiage for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just how fast misinformation can trickle.
No, 1,000.
Yeah, and my question was, Rob, because you're a mental health professional,
Sometimes.
do you think the word depression gets thrown out a little too loosely these days? Do you think depression has become kind of a pop term?
That's actually a really good question, because I feel like this will continue. I'm gonna clip this one because I definitely want to keep talking about this. But I say yes and no. I think we're having the wrong conversations when it comes to depression, right? Where people go through, everyone has a level of depression. Because if we look at Beck's depression scale, like everyone has a moderate level of depression. Now it's out of maybe like 1 out of 10, but like once it starts creeping 4, 5, 6, then we kind of have like problems, because maybe this didn't happen or that didn't happen. So we can feel that disappointment and sadness. The thing is, what we have to understand is, how can we build that deep self-connection within ourselves to understand that this is uncomfortable and sad because I'm going through this as a human, rather than this is crippling. So I always like to differentiate when I talk to people. Pain and suffering are two different things. Everybody experiences pain, but some people choose to suffer. When you're choosing to suffer, you're letting the depression consume you.
Real.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.